So already once we complete this, we're going to go straight into our trial balance. So you will need your financial forms if you haven't had it open already. I still have to open mine, so don't worry. I'll give you a couple seconds to do that when the time comes. So here, we finished our transaction here. We updated the inventory and we also deposited the cash in our checking. Okay, so again, here is the payroll process. Okay, so let's see what happened here. So here, we have to pay for Irene because it's payday. We have to pay for Irene, we have to pay for Albert, and of course, we have to pay ourselves. So let's go ahead and complete this task here. So first things first is we're going to calculate Irene's payroll. So if you guys vaguely remember what has happened, that's okay. Let's just go over what is here. So Irene Jameson has worked a total of 8 days. So remember, we hired her somewhere on the 11th or 12th, and we set her date to start on the 14th. So 14, 15, 16. So her schedule is Friday to Tuesday. Friday to Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then she worked another Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Sunday. Wait, let's do it again. She worked on Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th, Monday the 17th, Tuesday the 18th. Then she came back in on Friday, Saturday, and then she turned her timesheet on Sunday. So she worked a total 8 days. That's correct. Okay. And so of course, we hired her as a full-time employee, so she can maximum hours she can collect from us is 8, and anything after that is afterwards. Here, her status for marital status is single, and she claimed 0 withholdings. Okay, so let's go ahead and go into our subsidiary ledger because that is where I placed Miss Irene. So looking at this little table here, I've actually constructed a little easy table to calculate payroll, a lot easier, right? We have the pay date, which is the 28th, which is today. We have the name. Her rate is going to be $8.50. So total hours. How many hours did she collect from us?
64.
64, bringing us a total gross pay of
$544.
$544. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that $544, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the federal income tax withholding. So what I'm going to do is take her gross pay. All right. So with that being said, the first thing is, what's her marital status? Single. Good. Okay. And how many total withholdings did she claim?
0.
She claimed 0. Okay. So if she claims 0, obviously whatever amount that you place here, it's going to be 0. Yes, because it doesn't matter what each withholding is. She didn't claim any, so it's going to be 0. It's going to be taken out of her amount. Now, here is going to be the actual adjusted amount. So her total amount that's subjected to be taxed at is going to be the 554 minus the 0, of course, to give you a total of $544. So let's go ahead and look at our circular E table. So I've already pulled out this specific table for you guys, so you don't have to do too much work. So here is what the table is for a single person and what bracket they belong to. So single, and it's a bi-weekly because we pay every 2 weeks. So single status, okay, and she's earned so far $544. So which bracket does she belong to?
The 526 to the 1,689.
Yes, because yes, the third one, this one right here. So that means she's gonna get taxed or taken out of her paycheck automatically $38. Okay, and after that, any amount that she's made over is going to be taxed at 12%. And then lastly, the government's going to let her keep $526. So with this piece of information here, okay, I'm going to apply it to my little employee table here. So first off is going to be the amount over. So here is the 544 and she gets to keep $529. So how much over does she have? Oh, 526, my bad. Let's do that again. So under the employees, right, she gets to, for the amount over is that she gets to keep $526 from the government. So how much in excess does she have?
$18.
Yes, $18 extra. Okay? And with that one, she belongs in the 12%. So that means anything that's extra is going to be taxed at 12%. So what is the 12%?
18 times 12. Whoops. Is it $2.16?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay? And then of course, okay, what's the amount that she automatically gets gets withheld for?
That was $38.
$38. She's gonna get taken $38 out of her check with no matter what. No matter how much money she makes. So $38. So what is her total total withholding federal income tax withholdings? What is the total amount if we have to add the 12%?
$40.16.
So we're going to have to add these together to get $40.16. And that's the federal income tax withholdings. Okay, so I made this table so it's easier to plop in your answers and easy to calculate. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to bring this amount down to our to her salaries and wages. So let's go ahead and bring her gross pay, which is the $544. Okay. How much federal income tax withholdings did we calculate?
$40.16.
$40.16. All right. OASDI is going to be your Social Security, which is going to be taxed at 6.2%. So remember, these ones are going to be taxed at the total gross amount that she's made. So in this case, how much is 6.2% of her total her total earnings?
$33.73.
$33.73, okay? So that's how much is going to be taken out of her paycheck. All right? Other things that need to be included is Medicare. Okay? Let's see how much Medicare is going to be calculated, okay? So if Medicare is 1.45% of her paycheck, $7.89, okay? So her total net pay that she's going to receive is how much? So if we're going to take her gross pay, subtract her federal, subtract her Social Security, and subtract her Medicare, how much is her check is actually going to be written out for?
$462.22.
$462.22, yes. And the PR is going to be when you posted this in the journal. So I believe we have enough space. Yes, we do, to pay, wait, do we? Salaries, federal, OSCI, HI, checking, and yes, we do. So what page is this? General Journal 16. Okay, so that's where we're going to place that, is General Journal 16. All right, check number. So let's go ahead and verify what check we're going to give her. Okay,
1526.
1526 is what we're going to write her check for. 1526, and for what amount? The $462.22. And that's how I made it simpler and easier for you guys to calculate this. Okay. Now, let's journalize this first, and then we'll calculate the company's responsibilities for having an employee. Okay. So first things first is we're going to recognize her payment. So what account are we going to be using to recognize her payment?
What account are we going to use to recognize her?
Or her, yeah, to record her earnings.
Payroll.
Payroll what?
So let's see how many. Is it going to be the payroll liabilities?
Do we owe?
Oh no. Well, yeah, we owe her.
We owe her, but we're paying her as well.
Okay.
So do we technically owe her?
Payroll expense.
Payroll expense. What kind of payroll expense?
This is salaries and wages.
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Salaries and I think it's and, like the actual and, right? In the chart of accounts. Yes, it's the actual and symbol. Salaries and wages expense. Okay. And what account number is that?
6810.
60.
60810.
Yeah, sorry, my mouse was stuck on that one for a long time. Or I was stuck in that cell. 68.
Zero.
Oh, six,
Nope.
60,
Zero.
810.
810. Yep.
Okay, good. All right. And then what expenses do I need to pay for?
You got to do the Medicaid or the Social Security, the Medicare, no?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so in this case, when we make a payment, are we going to pay the government right away?
No.
No. So what are we doing? We're going to hold on to it, right?
Right.
Okay. So if we're holding on to it, what does that mean?
It becomes a liability.
It becomes a liability. So what accounts am I going to use to recognize her particular?
The employee FITW payable, employee OASDI payable, employee HI payable.
Good, correct. So all of that jazz.
Right.
So there's employee FITW payable. We got employee OASDI payable. Okay. We also have employee HI payable. Okay. Right. And what account numbers are those?
Oh, I forgot to write paper. Hang on one second.
No worries.
Okay, so the employee one is going to be the FITWA is 24030.
Okay. For the amount of
$40.16.
$40.16. Okay. What about the employee OASDI? What is the account number and the amount?
The account number for that one is going to be 24040. And the amount on that one is going to be the $7.89.
The OASDI?
Did I know? Oh, I'm sorry. $33.73.
73 cents. Okay. And then the employee HI?
Is the $7.89, and the account number is the 24050.
$7.89. All right. Okay. What else do you need to journalize?
Is it going to be checking?
Yes, you're gonna have to write her a check.
Right.
So checking 10-100. And how much is the check written out for?
That is going to be for $462.22.
Okay. Making her total wages, salary and wages, which is her earnings. How much was her total earnings?
It's supposed to equal $544, but I'm gonna double check and make sure that I didn't fat finger anything.
Good. So $544. Okay.
Yep, I got $544 total.
All right, perfect. So go ahead and make your note here. All right, and make sure that when you go into the check register, that you write out a check for Irene Jameson. So I'm gonna do that first. Go ahead.
Okay.
So let's do that first. All right, so 1526 for 462.22 to Miss Irene Jameson.
There she is.
There she is. 1526. Right. So what's my note going to be?
So we're obviously gonna want to reference Irene, I'm assuming, Irene Jameson.
Mm-hmm.
Check number 1526. And then I'm assuming you would put the payroll period, but I don't know, I'm just guessing.
You can do whatever you want. I'm going to go ahead and say, and actually write paycheck. Because, you want to make sure that that you're not writing a random check to, James, to Irene for any reason. So this is a paycheck. All right. It's pretty straightforward. If you understand what a paycheck is, It's so obviously associated with the employee, so it's pretty straightforward.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we made an adjustment. Oh, so we made a journal entry. What are you going to do next?
Oh, so we wrote out the check, so that's done. So then we got to go to the general ledger and report all of this.
Correct.
So we'll start with the salary and wages portion of it. Go away. There it is. 6/28 for the date. And then for the item, we would reference the check number here and Irene, I'm assuming?
Correct. Just in case you have like multiple employees.
Right, 1526 and Irene Jameson. This was General Journal 16 still. And this is going to go under our debit side of the 544.
Good.
Making our normal balance in the debit side 544 because it's all we have so far.
Good.
Oops. Sorry, I'm formatting myself because it's the first time in here. So, and this little.
I know, right?
No worries.
Okay. Next, we're going to go to our liabilities tab, and we're going to do our 24030 account through our 24050 account. So all of our payable tax stuff.
Yes, so here's my first one, FITW 628.
Again, this isn't going to have a check number attached to it because we didn't write a check for it.
No, not yet. So good. But you
So
do.
it's going to be her name.
Yeah, just her name because this is her. It's what she's contributing to her federal income tax withholding. So make sure that you reference the person. Because if we had multiple employees, then you would list them one at a time because you can only do, or you should do one person at a time. You can do a collective matter if there was multiple employees, which, we could do, and you just add up the sums. But in this case, we only have one.
Okay. And so this is going to be placed on the credit side, and this amount is going to be the $40.16. And under the normal balance, it's also going to be the $40.16.
Okay.
All right. And we'll do the OASCI. Right. Again, her name, Irene Jameson. General Journal 16. And the amount for this one is the $33.73. Under the credit and then under the normal balance again. And then, last but not least, the employee HI payable. 628. Miss Irene Jameson. General Journal 16. Under the credit column, we are going to have the $7.89. And then under the normal balance, credit again. And then, last but not least, we have to go to our checking. Under our assets. at the very top and record our check that we wrote. 628. Check number 1526. General Journal 16. And this again is going to be on our credit side.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take, oh, come on.
Was it 462.22?
462.22, yes, okay.
Okay.
Bringing our checking account back down to $679.71.
Okay.
We don't have to do anything with inventory.
Mm-mm.
We don't have to do anything else on the subsidiary ledger because we did all that in advance to know what to put in here. So I
Correct.
think we're done. Okay.
We're only done with just calculating her paycheck.
Right. Now we have to go back and calculate all of the employer portion of the tax.
Exactly. So now that we've completed all of that, let's go back to our subsidiary ledger and let's go ahead and calculate company's payments for having her as an employee. So again, it's gonna be based off of her amount that she paid or earned. So
The
she,
544.
the 544, because that's how much she earned.
Okay.
Okay. So we've already know what OASDI is. It's going to be the company FICA. So in this case, we know that her Social Security was $33.73, and we know her Medicare is $7.89. Okay.
Yes.
So again, now you need to calculate the federal unemployment tax, the state unemployment tax, and of course workers' comp in case, Irene gets burned from the coffee. Who knows?
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and calculate this. So again, I want you guys to use standard numbers, so 6% for federal and 3% for SUDA. And again, 1.36 for workers' comp. So this is going to be all based on her total gross pay. So what is her FUTA going to be?
$32.64.
$32.64. And what is her SUTA going to be?
$16.32.
$16.32. And what is going to be her workers' comp?
$7.40.
$7.40. Bringing a total liabilities to be?
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries.
Adding. Bringing her total to $97.98. Oh, I got 98.
Okay, hold on. Let me
I
see.
could have done
I did too, so, but then again.
I got it. Let me
there's
see.
some of the formulas and some of those too, so.
Let me see. It could be this one right here. Because this one, let me go ahead and, because it could be,
workman's comp was not a rounded number.
let's see. No, it was not. So this is probably the reason why you have one of those. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to have to equal round this. Or actually type it in. 740. There you go. There's the 8 cents.
Yeah, I didn't use any formulas, so I did it on a.
I didn't either. Well, that's what I said. I have 740 in there and I missed the formulas also, I think, so.
Okay.
What formula did you miss?
I got 9. I missed well, let's see here. I was trying to look both ways and do your percents and stuff, and I didn't see how many, is it 0.006 or 0.06? I can't.
It's
Formula
0.
that you put in.
Yeah, 0 point. Oh well, I erased it now. So it's supposed to
Sorry.
be the 544.
Right?
Okay, I guess it's not working for me. So it's supposed to be 544 times the 0.6.
Oh, 0.
Okay, so remember, one way to remember or understand how to do this is
Oh,
percent.
0.06.
Yeah, percent
Okay.
is 100. So when you move the decimal over, you move it over to the left 2.
Okay.
So 6, so you have to move it left 2.
Okay.
Okay? So yes, it's just 6.
All right. And then I have 1632 and 740 and then 9798. Okay. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Thanks for catching that, Michelle.
Oh, yeah,
Okay?
even a blind squirrel. You know.
All right, so let's go ahead and properly journalize this. So, what am I going to recognize? Okay, so we don't have enough space in our journal, so we're moving on to the next journal. So, make sure you guys are aware of that. We're on journal 17 now.
Okay. The date is gonna be 6/20. Okay, so we're gonna have the company FICA, the company, did you say FUDA?
Yes.
And company SUDA payables,
Uh-huh.
and also the workers comp payable.
Okay, so we
And
all
then
know that. So we know all of those are going to be credits because they're payable, right? We didn't write a check yet.
Right, and then our checking, because we have to pay out of our checking account to cover all of that.
Okay, so we're not paying them yet.
Okay,
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 just because it's our first payroll so far, and they're not going to require us to pay yet. That's why it's a liability.
all right, so, and then is it just gonna go into our accounts payable?
Accounts payable, no.
No, because that's like businessy stuff,
So
bills.
yes, but again, we've already have our payables, right? Our payables are separated by FUDA, SUDA, workers' comp, and our FICA.
Mhm.
Now, is this going to be considered? So you need to find a debit. So, so the first one was salaries and wages expense, right? So what would this be to the company? Is this also an expense to the company as well?
Yeah.
What kind of expense is it?
Oh, right there. Is it the payroll tax expense?
Payroll tax expense. That's correct because that's our responsibility is we need to pay for the payroll tax expense.
Got it. All right. And so
Okay.
that's like our piggy bank where we hold it, and then whenever
Exactly.
every quarter, then that's where we would take and move it out and then write a check out of our checking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Okay. So we're not going to get too far details into that just because, we're only doing the first month. So,
Right. Okay.
yeah. Okay. So payroll tax expense. Now, what account number is that? I think it's 60.
That is payroll. I just had it. Payroll tax 6830.
30. All right, good. Okay, so let's go ahead and count and lay out the foundation. So our first liability is going to be
I have to look back at it so I can tell you right. So we will do the up here. It's going to be the company FICA payable.
good. Okay, and what does FICA consist of?
FICA is all of the, like, that's the federal withholdings.
Okay, we do not calculate federal withholdings because we don't owe federal tax withholdings.
Well, that, the monies that we owe the IRS, like our portion of the taxes, and then the other part is the Social Security and the Medicare.
Yes, Social Security and Medicare is FICA. Good.
Okay.
So, with that being said, if FICA is just both of them together, what is our total company FICA that we have, that we owe?
Hang on, we were on, so our FICA is gonna be the 3373 plus the 789. So
Good.
3373 plus 7.9 is a total of $41.62.
Good. $41.62. All right. An account number for company FICA.
Company FICA 24060.
Okay. All right. What is the next account?
Okay. The next one is going to be the company FUTA payable.
FUTA payable. All right. Account number.
Company FUTA payable. And that one is 24070.
Okay. For what amount?
$32.64.
Okay. And then what is after that?
And then we have the SUDA, the company SUDA payable, 24080.
For what amount?
That amount is going to be $16.32.
Okay.
And then last, I believe, is going to be our workman's comp,
Mm-hmm.
which is workers' comp payable, which is 24090.
Workers' comp payable. 2090.
24090.
Okay, perfect. For what amount?
Payable. And our amount on that one is for $7.40.
$7.40. Bringing our total payroll tax expense to be.
$97.98.
So I'm going to make sure I didn't type anything else wrong in here. Equals sum. 97.98.
Yeah,
Yes.
beautiful.
Perfect. Right.
And then our note would be, again, it would just reflect Irene Jameson, right?
Correct, because this is her specific one because it's based on her paycheck. Okay. So yes. So you're going to have to calculate this as well individually for Irene because she is a separate employee, so she has different withholdings, et cetera, et cetera. So each person that you have to do for your employees, you have to do a separate one because of that whole conceptual that each individual can have a different amount of withholding. So nothing's going to look the same. Okay, so
Irene Jameson.
Taxes for Irene Jameson. Got it.
Okay.
All right. Now that we entered in our total amount, now that we entered in our journal, what's next?
Now we have to go to the ledger and we have to enter it all on our ledger. So we'll start with the payroll tax expense.
Mm-hmm.
$68.30. Here we go. $6.28 for the date. And then we're just referencing Irene Jameson. General Journal 17 because we went to a new one.
Correct.
And it's going to be under our debit column, the 97.98.
97.98.
And then under the normal balance again, the 97.98 because we only got the one.
Yes.
Next, we're going to go to our company FICA payable under our liabilities.
So that should be in order from where you guys left off.
Oh, sweet.
28, Irene Jameson.
Journal 17. And then this is going to be on the credit side, and the amount is going to be the $41.62.
$41.62.
And then we'll go to the one below that, the FUTA. $6.28. Miss Irene Jameson. Oops. General Journal 17. And then the FUTA under the credit is going to be $32.64. 64 again. And then the SUTA right below that, 628. Jameson, General Journal 17. This one under the credit is going to be the $16.32. And then for the workman's comp, right below that, Irene Jameson, General Journal 17. And under the credit for this one, it's the $7.40. And don't have to do anything with inventory. We already did the journal and we did the information on the subsidiary. So that's everything, right?
That's everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So now the next scenario says, now we have to calculate our commission expense for Mr. Albert Allen. So where do we find our commissions expense and how much do we owe him?
Okay, so Alan, you are under, where's that subsidiary? Where we owe him, and we owe him total commissions of, make this down to 140.18 cents.
140.18. So not much, but as you can see, he's gaining his money, of course, with time. So we owe him 140.18.
Now, do you need the total sales So I see in the column here, it has just the dollar amount total sales. So do we need to have the sales up with the 556? Or no, that wouldn't be the total sales. That's for that one.
Honestly, I left them blank is because I want you guys to where to find it, basically.
Gotcha. Okay, I just didn't know if you wanted the whole columns that came from the 140. Okay.
No. We already know. We already know because we kept track of his sales. So we know that he gets 10% for every sale that he makes. So in this case, he earned a total of $140.18.
So, can't remember. See here. So we go back. Not an employee.
He's not an employee. Good.
No. That. He's not he's not a vendor.
I guess you can consider him as a vendor. He's someone that you paid to work for you.
Let's see. So is he under vendors? Do we have to?
In this case, he's just a sales representative. He's considered a 1099 worker. Does he have a separate account for him?
Right.
No, not in the vendors list, no.
Right. And so, okay. Now I have to pull from some memory here. So it's not payroll, so let's see. Is he subcontractor?
He's not a subcontractor.
No, he's not. Okay, hold on a minute.
How does he earn our income? Or what kind of income is he earning?
Sales.
Based off of what? So sales. What does he earn off of those sales?
A percentage.
Good. And what do you call that?
Well, let's see here. Would he be accounts payable?
No.
No.
All right. What account? Okay, so under the subsidiary ledger, what tab is he under?
Under commissions.
Commissions. That's what I was trying to get at. If you're gonna give somebody a portion of sales, right? That's considered a commission. So what would he be?
Expense.
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Yes.
Sorry, new one for me, so I'm not really sure where to look. I'm looking at all the oldies.
No worries. Commissions, expense.
Okay.
Good.
Commission, expense. And that count number is 60820.
60820.
Okay. And that's going to be for the 140 and 18 cents.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just going to be checking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Good. Right? He's not our employee, right? We pay him as an expense. And we're giving him for the full amount. We are not responsible for anything. He's not an employee at all.
His own taxes.
Exactly. He has to do his own taxes.
Okay.
So he's getting a cut and dry check for $140.18 from us.
Now, will we make a note of commissions paid to Albert Allen?
Or in this case, I would just write, yeah, you could do that. Commissions.
Albert. Okay. Oh, but we will need a check number.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Go to the check register. $140.18, did I say?
140.18 is correct. So check register.
Okay, and that's gonna be, again, Albert Allen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then note, oops, note check number 1527. Okay.
1527.
So now, do we still have a second part to do? Wait, let me finish this one before
Okay.
I move on.
Okay.
Want to get ahead of the cart. Oh boy. All right. Let's see here. Got it here.
So we're gonna go to the ledger, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Think I better stay in one thing here at a time.
All right.
So that is
And then commission should be right under salaries and wages.
yes, 628. And we'll note his name again. Allen, 17. And this is going to be in the debit column for the 140.18.
Yes.
All right. And then we go back to assets
Mm-hmm.
under the checking and the date and the check number 1627, general journal 17, and in the credit column for the 140.18. Okay, that brings the account balance to $539.53.
Okay. Good.
Okay. All right, so do we continue on with, like you had to do the second form of, for all the payroll taxes? I see there's a commissions payable. So do you have to do a second thing, or is his transaction complete?
His transaction is complete. Why?
Okay.
Because he's not an employee. We have nothing else to owe him.
Okay, so we don't have to do, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And we already paid him.
Right, okay.
All right, last but not least, let's complete this and then do our trial balance. And I'll show you a quick and easy way to do the trial balance.
Okay.
All right, so what has happened here for our very, very last transaction?
Well, I'll go ahead and do this one since it was a short and sweet one that I just did. So the owner withdraws the $1,500 from the bank. All right, so let's see here. All right. So on the journal,
Mm-hmm.
the date is still 28th. This is going to be under the equity, and that's for the owner withdrawal.
Owner withdrawal. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to recognize.
Yep.
I think it's owner's withdrawal.
And that is account number 32,000
For how much?
for the 1,500. Okay. And I will assume that we're going to write him a check.
Yes. Right? He's pulling the money out of the bank. The most safest and proper way to do it is to write a physical check and then he deposits in his personal bank.
Right, okay. So checking. And that's going to be 15,000. Okay. just a note. I don't know, it's almost self-explanatory, but I guess you would still state that the owner withdrew
Yes,
15,000.
exactly.
And then, of course, we have to pay him with a check, so we gotta get the check correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Owner withdrew from bank. Check number 15, I think 28 is our check here. So check number 1528. Okay.
Oh, I forget the owner's name, darn it.
Bob Mason.
What is it? Oh,
Bob
Mason.
Mason. Yes, he
Oh, I picked
is.
Robert.
Oh,
Okay, that's the proper former name.
Bob Mason is the
He's the owner.
yes, infamous owner is going to be Bob Mason. Okay.
Okay. So, we are going to go then to the ledger.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll go under the equity tab this time. Under the owner withdrawal.
Mm-hmm.
And the date. And then again, the check number 1528. General Journal 17.
Up 17.
1500. Oh, I don't have my formula here, so we need to this. Okay, so now the total in that is $3,000.
$3,000.
Look at him go. All right, and now we can then go back to checking the assets and do that check as well. Check number 1528 and general journal 17, and then the credit for the 1500. And
That is not a good owner.
he did it. He went and took us right back into the negative. Now
Well-
we're at negative 960.47 cents.
Yes. Well, his excuse is, hey, I'm the owner. I worked my butt off. I need the money. Exactly. So in this case, we still have the overprojection fee. So he's just gonna have to suffer for taking that much. Is that protection? Yes.
Okay.
So I'm gonna color this white again to hide my debit, but leave my formula in there. Okay, so right now we're in the hole for $960. Okay, so save your journal. Okay, save your journal. What I like to do is I like to block off one of these things just to, you know, what did I say? To make sure that you are blocking off the rest of your transactions too, and then also noting that you're going to complete a trial balance here. Okay, so let me make sure I'm in white ink, and I'm gonna go ahead and put trial balance. Okay, so
This is number 4, right?
yes, week 4. Okay. Now we have exactly 40 minutes to complete our trial balance, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a little shortcut here. So if you guys remember from our last trial balance, so I did not open mine, so go ahead and open up your trial balance or open up your financial forms. Okay, so let me go ahead and locate mine. This one answers, so financial forms. Okay. So as we've done so far, so week 3, okay, was our maximum amount of accounts that we've entered in here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Do the same thing for Michelle. You're just going to copy and paste for yours. But for Robin, since you are using Excel, I want you to take your trial balance 3 and make a copy of it, and that's going to be your trial balance 4. For you, Michelle, you're going to copy all the accounts only, not the numbers, okay? All the, no. Copy the whole thing. So account including the account numbers and the total at the bottom, because at the bottom is a formula. Okay, so I want you to copy everything over into your trial balance number 4. Okay, so for Robin, this is the easier shortcut for you, is just to simply make a copy of the actual worksheet. So I want to make a copy and place it where it says trial balance 4. I'm going to actually select this little check mark to make sure I make a copy and click OK. Okay, and then I'm also going to title it, obviously a little different, so I'm going to change this because the date needs to match the trial balance number 4, which is done on the 28th of, and since I made a copy of mine, I can go ahead and right click and delete my trial balance number 4, so I no longer have it. Okay, it's important that you do that because when you rename your worksheet, they cannot have the same name. Yeah, so you're going to change that to trial balance number 4. So Michelle, if you successfully just copied and pasted all your accounts, so once you've done that, you have every single account that is listed in the thing. So the only few things that you will be adding will just be the payroll, because we just entered in the payroll. So for this, it makes it a lot easier to do. Okay? So with that being said, all you will be needing for this is just your general ledger. All right? So your general ledger, and we're going to go through every single account that exists in our books, but only record the ones that have balances. So as we can see here, our trial balance number 4, we're going to start off with our checking account. So, what is our balance in our checking account? Negative, okay? So you don't want to put a negative in here. You want to put it in its proper column. So in this case, a negative is going to reflect as a credit in our balance. So we don't have this 5,000 anymore. It's going to be a negative 960.47.
Now, you just put in the 960, you didn't make a negative mark in front of the number, correct? You just
No. You put it in the credit side because that's what the negative means in the book. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, I just zeroed out this account, so it just becomes 0.
Gotcha.
Okay. So not so good us doing business here, but that's okay. All right. Did we make any changes to our petty cash?
No.
No. So no, we don't need to touch that one. What about our cash in our register? No. Okay. What about our accounts receivable?
Oh, I'm sure that's changed.
Yes. Yes, it has. It has definitely changed from this. Now, what is the balance in the accounts receivable?
2,294. Yep, 99.
99.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
All right.
2294.99. Okay. Did our amounts change in do we have, no, we don't have an allowance for doubtful accounts. Business supplies, again, we'll talk about doing this when we complete our adjusted trial balance. I want you to, when you do the adjusted trial balance, I want you to start using main accounts, because that's going to make it a lot easier to complete the rest of the financial forms. Okay? So here, under business supplies, our first one is medium cups. Did that amount change? Yes. It is now 270.63. Okay. What about our sugar?
Yes, it went up.
Yes, it went up to $43.20. Okay. What about our creamer?
Yes. 293.94.
293.94. All right. Okay. Did we have any office supplies?
Nope, that stays the same.
That stays the same. Next account is our inventory. Okay, so did our regular coffee change? Yes, it is. Yes, it did.
29.21.
29.21. 2921. Oops. All right. What about our Supreme coffee?
Yeah. That went down to 105 and 45 cents.
105.45. 105.45. Okay. Okay, so next account here is our coffee cups. We don't have it yet. Furniture, nothing in there. But our first one is our bistro tables and chairs. Did that account change?
No.
No.
No. What about our counter?
Nope.
What about our display shelf? Desk set,
Nope.
display shelves. No, all those stayed the same. So the next one is office equipment. Did our computer stay the same?
Yes.
Yes. And our printer?
Yes.
Yes. And our cash register has also stayed the same. Okay. Now the next question is: did our coffee brewers change?
Yes.
Yes, it did because we had a discount on it. So coffee brewers, what's the amount now?
$4,505.29.
Okay, so 4505.29. And then what about our coffee grinder? Yes, that should have changed.
Yes. Now
To
is $4,145.57.
okay. All right. Okay, so next is vehicles. All right. Did our truck change?
No.
Nope.
No. What about our prepaid accounts?
Nope.
No, it's still 6654.17. What about our deposits?
It did not change.
They did not change. And then lastly, our goodwill.
Nope.
No.
No. And then of course we are not supposed to have miscellaneous expense, but I just left it there. It does no good for me to keep it there, but does no good for me to leave it out either.
Okay.
So next. Okay, so now we are moving on to our liabilities. So this is where we're going to start entering in a lot more things. So liabilities. Let's see. Accounts payable. Accounts payable. Did that balance change?
Yes.
Yes. What is it now?
$3,239.70.
At least we dropped from 10,000 to 3,000. Okay, so 32, 39.70. Okay. Let's see what count is next. What about our Visa payable?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it has definitely changed.
It's $942.77.
942.77. Okay. Other accounts that we have here is payroll liabilities. Yes. We just incurred payroll liabilities. Now let's go through each account. Do we have salaries and wages payable? No. Do we have commissions payable? No. Do we have employee FITW?
Yes.
Yes. So this is where you're going to select your sales tax payable and start right clicking and inserting cells. Okay, so again, for Excel, if you select the one that you want, it's gonna go, it's gonna give you, insert the one right above it.
Above it, okay.
Yeah.
How many?
Let me see. There's FICA,
Where'd it go?
OASTI, Medicare, FUTA, SUTA, workers comp, and FICA. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 7.
Okay.
All right, so the first one is employee FITW. Yes, we have that. For the total of
Uh,
Sorry, I'm still typing.
Sorry,
That's
I'm looking
fine.
right now. It is for $40.16.
$40.16. Are you typing all of the names in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna type as I
I'll
go.
do one at a time. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Okay, so the next account here is going to be employee
So,
OASDI payable. For what amount?
that one is $33.73.
$33.73. All right, then we have employee HI payable.
And that one
Okay.
is $7.89.
Okay. Next is company
FICA payable.
FICA payable.
That one's $41.62.
Okay. And then we have company FUTA payable.
Oops.
That one's 32.64.
Okay. Um, all right. Then we have company
Suda.
SUTA payable.
And that one's $16.32.
1632. I 1632. And then lastly, we have workers' comp payable.
And that one is $7.40.
$7.40. Okay. Utilities expense. We don't have any, so city, water, telephone, all of those are nothing. What about unearned revenue?
No.
Yes, we don't have an account balance for this, so good. No, we don't need to include it. And then sales tax payable definitely has changed.
$784.36.
784.
Mm-hmm.
36. Good. Okay. All right, truck loan has not changed.
No.
Okay, good. So now we're going to go to equity. All right. Did our equity account change?
No.
No, it should stay at 30,000. We haven't reached the end of the period yet, so we don't need to make any adjustments. Any capital contributions?
Nope.
What about any withdrawals?
Yes.
Yes, that has changed. It is increased
30,000.
to now the 30,000. Okay. Good. And of course, income summary is the last thing that we'll deal with in the next week. Okay. So now it's revenues. Let's start from the top. Revenues, sales, regular coffee. How much is that now?
$1,046.22.
$1,046.72. Okay.
And 22.
22 cents.
22 cents, my bad.
Yeah.
All right. What about Supreme Coffee?
That is now $1,097.25.
So 1097.25. Good. What about our sales for medium coffee?
We got to do the sales of the ceramic mugs.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sales of the ceramic mugs.
$1,433.52.
1,433.52. Okay. And then now sales for the medium coffee or medium regular coffee.
$4,276.51.
427651. Okay. All right. And then what about the sales for the medium supreme coffee?
$5,438.16.
Okay. All right. How about our sales returns and allowances?
Still the same.
Still the same. Okay, good. No changes there. All right. What about our sales discount?
That has changed. That's now $892.36.
892.36. Okay. What about any delivery income?
Yes,
That's
that
gone up.
same it's $210 each.
210. Good. And of course, we didn't collect any interest income. We don't have anything to have. Okay, so now we're gonna do our cost of goods sold. All right, what is our COGS for the regular coffee?
$779.29.
77929. And then our COGS for our Supreme.
That is $809.30.
809.30. All right, and I believe that's all the expenses for now because we will calculate cost of material at the end of the period. Okay. Now we move on to expenses. So let's go through every single one. Advertising expense. Has that changed? Still the same. Bank fees.
Nothing.
Not yet. Okay. Business expenses. Same. What about our freight expense?
It's at 400 now.
Okay. And then what about our insurance expense? That's the same. Our labor expense or our subcontractor and temporary for in this case,
Same.
same. All right. Our license and permit is the same. Loss on sale of an asset is the same. Office supplies expense, we haven't done that yet. So nothing there. What about our payroll expenses? So that's something new.
Yeah.
So we're going to add that right above purchase expense. So tap on purchase expense and start inserting. We have 3 things that we've incurred. Salary, wages, expense, commissions expense, and then payroll tax liability expense. Okay, so the first one, salaries and wages expense. For 544. Okay. We have commissions expense for
4018.
okay. And then we have payroll tax expense.
And that is the $97.98.
$97.98. All right. Did our purchase expense change?
Yes.
Yes, it did. To how much?
841.20.
20. All right. Any purchase returns and allowances?
Yes.
Yes.
So we're at 2224 now.
22.24. All right. Any purchase discounts? Not yet. And then rent expense stayed the same.
It's the same.
Say, okay, we didn't have any travel expense, no utilities expense, no bad debt, depreciation or amortization expense. So, did we conclude that we are even on the debit and the credit side?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, for a total.
$8,852.86.
Yay! So no discrepancy, no problems, no errors. So we did our accounting good. Excellent, guys. So now that we completed this, I'm going to post the answers. So we're done at 4:30. So another couple announcements is that I will be posting the adjustment entries as well as the end of the period total ups, and then we're going to be completing the rest of the financial statement. So again, the unadjusted trial balance, we're going to be utilizing the main accounts. So how are you going to do that? It's pretty straightforward. You're going to insert all your main accounts and sum up each total, and we'll do that together if we have time. All right, so we'll do that maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, okay? So other than that, You have your assignments, you have a journal due, a quiz due, and that's pretty much it. So other than that, you guys are free to go.